I'm 100% sure that everyone once thought to themselves that their life kind of sucks right now. It's kind of miserable. Uh, I have this, I have these five main points in this video of things that I personally did myself to better my life. It really helps, guys. So, number one is just learning how to cut people off. A lot of people will try to hold on to someone just because maybe they're convenient, maybe they're this and maybe they're that. But learning how to cut people off is one of the main things that actually helped me out because I got tired of hanging out with some lame ass people. Just cut them off. Who cares? It's kind of strict, but it's your life, you know. If you don't want to be hanging out with them, just be real with it. Just be like, yo, I'm gonna stop hanging out with you, or just stop talking to them at all. That's what I did to better my life. It may seem rude, but you gotta cut people off. You gotta know. You gotta surround yourself with people that you want to be with. You don't. You don't want to surround yourself with someone you don't want to be with just because other people like them, or you don't want to be that guy that no one likes. But you just want to have this sense of security because you're around human beings. I'm not saying you should be a loner, but you gotta learn how to cut people off. A lot of people are scared of cutting people off just because they're worried about what's after that. And I know it may seem hard, but once you get it done, it's one and done. It's over. Like, it's really easy. At least for me, I find it easy to cut people off. I just, like, screw them, you know? If if they're not in your life to benefit your life in some type of way, you should not be friends with them. And I know that's kind of a rude thing to say, but your friends shouldn't be bringing you down. I guess that's a better way to say it. Your friends shouldn't be bringing you down. So if they are, you should cut them off. And I know how it is to feel just you want to connect with somebody even if they disrespect you, but you'll find yourself better if you don't even be friends with them. Number two is just a lot of people struggle with this, but just learning how to say no or not getting peer pressure so easily. At least for me, I'm not really a drinker. I don't really smoke or do anything of that. Uh, a lot of my friends just, I guess they drink, and they try to convince me like, "Oh, you want to drink with us?" Blah blah blah. I will always say no, and they try to peer pressure me by saying stuff like, "Oh, if you don't drink, then you're about," or "Oh, you gotta leave if you don't drink." I was like, "Dude, I do not care." At least for me, I really learned how to stop peer pressure. I don't really care anymore because you gotta understand that you're yourself too. You're your own human being. You gotta set boundaries, and even if they keep trying, you gotta keep holding yourself up, holding yourself up, holding yourself up. Just keep saying no. It's really they'll get it eventually, and if they don't, that may be a sign that they do not respect you as much as you think they did. So learning how to say no slash not getting peer pressured is definitely a thing to better your life. You don't always gotta be that yes guy to try to pleasure someone. You know, you're yourself. Stop trying to convince others that you're a good person by doing that thing that they wanted you to do, that thing that they wanted you to do a few weeks back. Number three is just finding a balance between work and social life. I used to be a workaholic, working as much as I can, working 60 hours. You know, I had this mindset of, oh, I'm only gonna be young once. I could work it out. You know, in my 40s, I won't be able to work these 60-hour work weeks as much, or even 80, 70. I had 70 work weeks in one time, but after a few months, you start getting tired of it. At least for me, I just stopped really caring about hitting overtime or just, oh, save money, or not that, just get money, you know? I apologize for those notifications going off, but finding a balance between work and social life. I don't really have much of a social life, but that's accommodated to me. I don't really want one to begin with. That's kind of sad to admit, but I don't really, I don't really like hanging out with people like that. The only people I hang out with is just my significant other and just some friends, but I don't really hang out with them that often. Maybe like once a month if I'm lucky. I'm just not that type of guy. But three, best thing, or one of the best things, finding a balance between work and your social life. And of course your personal time. I don't know why I didn't list that there, but your personal time is valuable too, not just work, not just social life. Number four, I'm still having trouble with this, and I'm trying to be more better about this, but number four is just consistency. You gotta be consistent in everything. The worst thing I'm consistent with is just working out, dude. I cannot work out for a day of my life, dude. I get tired, or I wouldn't say I get tired, but I guess I get demotivated. I wouldn't say that, but I just stop working out. I'll have these sessions, like I'll work out for 2 weeks and then I just stop, and then I pick it up again. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, stop. And I won't lie, that recently happened to me. I worked, new year, new me, new year, 2026. I'm gonna work out every single day, blah blah blah. Yeah, guys, that only happened for like 2 3 weeks, and then here I am now stopping. But I'll try to get back into it next week. But being consistent and everything is a much better way to better your life. Um, Being consistent, not just in working out, we're just being consistent in everything in life, like pursuing your dreams. Hence, why I'm recording. But consistency is key, guys. I'm sure you guys heard that saying before, and it's not a saying that is bad. It's definitely something that's good. Last one is just learning how to be learning, or just stop being so negative. Um, I used to be a negative guy, not really negative towards other people, but negative toward myself, or just life in general. Like, oh, why does it have to be me that does this, or like, oh, why does this have to break down? Why does my Chromebook have to break down? Or why does my laptop break? Why does my PC break? Oh, why is the Wi-Fi so shit? Like, oh, if this didn't happen, blah blah blah. I kept being negative, and once I stopped being negative, that really that was like one of the first things I did to better my life. Stop being so negative. Start being positive. Nothing good ever comes with being negative. And we all know those people maybe at work, just like always negative. They always gotta complain. You know, maybe you have to work them every day. Maybe you have to deal with them, but don't let their negative thoughts get into your negative thoughts. You gotta be positive about everything in life. But you also gotta be realistic too. A lot of people have this. A lot of people think like only positive, yeah, whatever. But you gotta be realistic too. I'm sure there's negative things in life that just happen, but I would rather everyone have positive thoughts than negative thoughts. That's coming from personal experience. You gotta stop being so negative to yourself. If you keep thinking that you're bad in life, you're bad in life. Some people, I've heard this saying before. I don't know who it's from, but if you think that you're a loser, you're gonna be that loser. Same thing goes with just hanging out with bad friends. You know, if all your friends do meth, do crack, I'm not saying that the people are bad, but if they do that and you're only hanging out with that, chances are you might end up like them. Because, they weren't always like that too. Um, Anyways, stop being so negative. Uh, 5 points. Cutting people off, learning how to say no, not getting peer pressure, finding a balance between work and social life and your personal life, consistency, and learning how to be positive. Alright, guys, that's all for the video today. Have a good day.